What are we going to do? Doctor, will he be okay?
Unexpected happens. Goodwin Insurance Agency has you covered with auto, home, life, commercial, boat, and RV insurance. That way, when the unexpected happens...
Congratulations! It's a girl!
You're covered.
Goodwin Insurance of Princeton, Cadiz, or Marion, or online at insurewithgoodwin.com.
Hancock's Neighborhood Market would like to say thank you to all the farmers in our area and across the country. During these tough times, you, the farmer, have stood tall. Thank you for the work you do each and every day to serve our community.
Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy offers a wide range of family-friendly classes as well as personal training, yoga, gymnastics, sports training, cardio, and weightlifting. Trilogy has something for everyone. Trilogy now offers an app with online workouts, live classes, nutrition tracking, and more. Search Trilogy Performance Sports in your app store. Use sign-up code 1824. For app info and more, follow them on Facebook.
If you're involved in an auto accident, it's your choice where your vehicle is repaired. Some insurance companies refer you to pro shops because they give the insurance company discounts. But with those discounts, the insurance company has input on the parts used and might not always use what is best. At Trice Used Body Shop, they're not partnered with an insurance company, but they give the same lifetime limited warranty to the person who owns the vehicle at the time of repairs. Visit Trice Hughes in Princeton for your vehicle repairs.
Got a news tip, community event, info, or picture to share? Text us at 270-963-9038. 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Shopping can be overwhelming. At Joe & Co. Boutique, it's their priority to get to know you. Enjoy a personal, stress-free shopping experience, making you feel valued as a customer and person. Joe & Co. is a size-inclusive boutique carrying clothing and gift favorites such as Judy Blue, Vintage Havana, Savannah Jane, and Kendra Scott. Located on Fairview Avenue in Eddyville, or shop joeandcoboutique.com.
Hey, besties. It's your girl, Jo. Can't wait to see you at the boutique.
If you really enjoy the stories you hear on Traveling the Bluegrass, we'd like to invite you to listen to the whole visit uncut. Just type youragedge.com into your browser. You'll find Traveling the Bluegrass uncut stories in long form, so you don't miss a thing. You'll also find lots of ag news and farm pictures from across the Commonwealth. You can also find all the Kentucky communities that Traveling the Bluegrass can be found. Remember to visit youragedge.com.
At YourSportsEdge.com, we strive every day to continue to bring you the gold standard in high school sports coverage with more on your teams and your players.
Or did it show up there?
And while they are not gold, those Crystal Awards we have won for doing what we love to do are pretty cool, too.
That's something we see every day.
The Kentucky Broadcaster's Best Digital Product Award winner. YourSportsEdge.com.
It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Good morning. We are coming to you live from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton this morning. All our guests are in the studio. We've got Caldwell County Lady Tiger head coach Chuck Mitchell with us as we have the basketball coaches with us. Tiger head coach Daniel Cookie Hicko is on his way, but Chuck, good morning, and thanks for coming in this morning.
Hey, good morning, Chuck. Thanks for having me.
You guys just recently finished up your youth camp. How did that go?
Oh, it was great. We had another successful camp, 75 campers, boys and girls combined. Coach K and I really excited about the turnout we've had the last couple years, and the kids are really enjoying it, and we've got a lot of positive feedback from the people in the community. So, and it's a lot of fun. We make camp a lot of fun and incorporate a lot of basketball with that fun.
Yeah, what's the main message you're trying to get through to the kids, though, when you have a camp?
Well, main message is, we want them to understand that, being on time and being responsible, taking care of your business. The kids are, kindergarten through 6th grade. So I'm telling you, I've done a lot of camps in my career, but the kids here are just fantastic. The parents are awesome getting them there, but the kids learn a lot of things, not just basketball skills, but some life skills as well.
Well, you guys have so many kids, you have to split them up between 2 gyms.
Yeah, that's great, ain't it? I mean, we're going back and forth, and, Coach K and I have decided that last year 2 gyms was what we needed, and this year I got to stay in the high school where it's air conditioned, and everybody was saying, do you want to trade? And I said, I'm pretty good at the high school with all that air.
Well, I was expecting it to be a little warm up there, but it was a nice, cool gym.
Very
and
nice.
We got a lot of pictures up at yoursportsedge.com, so go and check that out.
Yeah, we've been going through that, and all the kids are going through that, and my wife is getting all kinds of texts and stuff on Facebook and talking about such a great camp, and the kids wish they could do it every day, you know. So that's good feedback and makes the coaches feel really good. And our high school kids worked, I'm telling you, fantastic. All the girls and all the high school boys did a great job.
Is it challenging sometimes to keep everybody's attention and kind of keep them focused on basketball?
Oh, yeah, but that's the fun part.
Yeah.
When they start wanting to climb on the bleachers while we're talking, or while the high school kids are talking, we just go over there and give them a basketball and let them do something with it. But that's the fun part of the camp. Kids are going to be kids, and you've got to understand that going in. But it's a blast. We do a lot of dancing. We just make it fun for them.
Well, and those kids are going to be your players down the road.
Yeah, down the road. I mean, we've got some really young girls coming. I had some 6th grade young ladies who did a really good job. I actually have a little girl that's going into a young lady, I guess should say, going into 7th grade. Paisley Hooks, who has been coming to camp and actually practicing, went to games and played, and she worked just like she was in high school with those young kids. So, yeah, it's amazing how they really step up.
This time of year is kind of more basketball. Does basketball kind of have the month of June now, and football more July? How does that kind of work?
Yeah, that's the way it works. I mean, June is for us. For the basketball part of it, and the kids know that. And when the dead period comes, they're off for quite a while, and they go on to another sports, which I think they should do all the sports they can. But yeah, we try to get in all we can. We just played at the Plex, played some good basketball, and we're going to practice for a couple weeks, and we're going to go to Lexington, University of Transylvania, and go to a team camp there.
So it's a busy time for you guys then.
Busy time. We're excited. The girls are excited. They're getting better. We're really focused on fundamentals this summer. That's what we've really, conditioning, none of that stuff. We're just working on ball handling, passing, the things that makes your team go.
We're talking with Lady Tiger basketball coach Chuck Mitchell. Tiger basketball coach Daniel Cookie Hicko will join us in just a few minutes, so stay with us. We're going to take a break and be back with more on the Sideline Report right after this on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Willow Pond in Eddyville is famous for their delicious fish, white beans, and hush puppies. Something you may not know about Willow Pond is that you can purchase all your favorites in large quantities to feed any number of people. This is perfect for family gatherings, the holidays, and corporate events or parties. Let Willow Pond make your life easier and your event delicious. Just contact Willow Pond of Eddyville for details and pricing. Willow Pond of Eddyville.
Life is filled with moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
At Trice Hughes, they're ordering it your way. How would you like to have a vehicle built just for you? Little things are important, like rich colors, big screens and displays, almost like watching TV. Exteriors with beautiful style and powerful engines that respond to the lightest touch on the accelerator. It's time to get what you want. Order your new ride and feel the thrill when you drive off the lot. Trice Hughes in Princeton is the one-stop shop for everything your vehicle needs. For more information, visit TriceHughes.com. That's TriceHughes.com.
Are you struggling to afford health care or medications? Let Health First help you. Whether you are insured, uninsured, or underinsured, you will still be cared for at Health First Community Health Center. We offer financial and prescription assistance to all those that qualify, which is based on income and household size. Contact our office at 1-877-667-7017 for more information or visit our website, healthfirstchc.net. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
The WPKY News Edge is committed to keep you informed. Each weekday, they'll email you the top news and sports story of the day for free. No subscription fee. To sign up, click on the news tab at WPKYonline.com to sign up today. Sign up and receive these information updates for free to your email inbox. To sign up, click on the news tab at WPKYonline.com.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Again, thanks for tuning in this morning. Lady Tiger head coach Chuck Mitchell still in the studio with us this morning, and joining us now is Tiger basketball head coach Daniel Cookie Hicko. And Daniel, I mentioned on the show last week that was the second week in a row that Murray State University had been represented on the show. Well, this is the second straight week that the Cookie Hicko family has been represented on the show.
I hope that's a good thing. Yeah, they talking a little bit tennis, I'm guessing, last week after they came back from state tournament. They had another good year. So, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
What's kind of been going on with you guys this summer, basketball-wise?
Well, we just finished, y'all may have already talked about, finished our kids' camp. Had about 75 kids there.
Yeah.
It was just a good few days, a long few days in the gym, but a fun group to work with. I think they hopefully learned some fundamentals and had a lot of fun with the high school Tigers and Lady Tigers. And as far as particularly with the boys' side, we're doing a lot of individual stuff this summer. We actually just came from workout this morning. We've had a good consistent group that's been there, just working on our skill development, fundamentals, and just try to build a foundation so we can carry that over, past the dead period and into, the official practice and then into the season.
Yeah, we mentioned that you guys had so many people at camp that you had to have 2 gyms running.
We did. We had, I think we had about 35 or 40 in each group in the age divisions, and I tell you, it was fun. Got to give props to the Lady Tigers, the current Lady Tigers and current Tigers. They did an outstanding job of just working with our future Tigers and Lady Tigers. I know Coach Mitchell and I both had our 2 children each in the camp, and they loved it. They already have they support all the Tigers, and to hear stories and see on social media all the parents are posting how they had a good time. It was large in part to how our current teams facilitated that and worked with the kids.
Chuck, what all are you guys doing this summer? I know you've played over at the Plex, so what else do you have going on?
Well, kind of the same thing with us, Coach K. We're working on a lot of fundamentals, not just passing, ball handling is a big thing for us. So we've been really going hard at that. We've tried to mix in a few games here and there. We played at the Sportsplex Monday and Tuesday of this week and got better each game. We're back in the gym Monday. Like Coach says, the Lady Tigers and Tigers worked so hard at the camp. I was so impressed with both teams, how they work with the kids. But we were going to be practicing, and then I think the 20th we're headed to 20th of this month. We're headed to Transylvania. We'll go to a team camp. Want to do the little bonding. Let the girls, have some time together and play different teams, see different outlooks on different organizations, different schools, and get to visit Transy, which is a beautiful campus.
What's kind of y'all's thoughts on the summer basketball games? And some teams want to play 50 games over the summer. I mean, are you trying to get a lot of games in? Is it just individual work? What's kind of the goal for the month of June?
Well, I can tell you on our part, I can remember years ago I played almost 30 games in the summer, and we were not very skilled. And I think that having been there and done that, learning that what we have to do to get better is we're trying to spend this time on, like what Coach is doing, is trying to get better fundamentally and establish a good base and mix in a few games at the same time.
Yeah, Daniel, you guys have kind of played games in the past and then sometimes not as many games during the summer.
I think it depends on, like Coach said, what your the dynamics of your team. We've had in a decade now, we've had different groups where we've had 20 guys in the gym who are 20, or the majority of them are veterans that still need to work on fundamentals, but they're not involved in, they only play basketball, and so you have more guys in the gym. And then some years when you have, a handful of guys in the gym because, up until the summer actually starts, you got, like for last year, for example, we had a track team that a lot of our guys were able to go to state. And that was a little bit later last year. The baseball team made a pretty good run last year. And so that was a large part of our team. And then at the end of the day, you want to get better, and you want to be at the grind and work on those fundamentals. But at the same time, you want your kids to be able to have a summer, to have some time to relax, catch their breath, and be refreshed, so that when the not that it's all not meaningful time, but when you get there to the games, they're not like, oh my gosh, another season, I have to do this for another 3 months. You want them to be fresh and coming in. So I think that depends on the team. I like where we're at now. Last summer, I felt like we played about 15, 18, 20 games, and I felt like we were a little bit rushed. We're not playing as many games this summer. A lot more individual work, and I think that it allows the players to come in and get their work done and be fresh and kind of start the day off right, and then and go and be high schoolers, be kids, have some fun the rest of the time.
Well, the big question as you look ahead, it's still a ways off, the 2022-23 season, but what's kind of your thoughts on your team? What kind of Tigers and Lady Tigers are we going to have this winter?
I tell you, I'm excited about this group. Every year is different. We bring back 4 guys that played a whole lot of minutes for us last year. You're looking at Carter and Colin, and then Xavier and D-Man. Those 4 guys ate up a whole lot of minutes for us last year, so to have that good core group coming back. But I tell you, in the spring, some guys are getting to work with Coach Oliver at Trilogy, and then in workouts with us, we got a couple guys that are coming in that are upperclassmen that are going to push for time. Jack Engelbright has been coming in and making really good strides. Ryan Hammett's came in and make really good strides. And then we got some younger guys that are coming in that are going to push for time as well. So, like I said, I'm excited about this group. We've got a couple more guys that may end up coming out that are taking care of some other things right now. But it's going to be a fun group. They're going to work hard because I'm already seeing it this summer. So I'm just excited about that.
Yeah, Chuck, you guys have a little retooling to do for this winter.
Yeah, we're kind of starting over again, but we've had a few. Our senior, of course, Paris graduated, our leading scorer. Then we lost Katie Smiley. Coach Smiley got a job in Bowling Green, and we're going to really miss Katie. Not just because she's a fantastic player, because she's a really good person, very coachable. And we're really going to miss her height and her shooting, but we wish her the best of luck. I tell you, she's just a great kid, and we just wish her and her family the best success.
Well, and then you've got A.J. Hollowell and some of those people coming back that you got to kind of build around for this year.
Yeah, A.J.'s been our leading scorer in the last 4 games. She's averaged around 12, 14 points a game. She's just become a kind of a lightning rod all of a sudden. I guess she sees what she's got to do. And Med Thomas, who's going to be an 8th grader, has been very, very influential on the court. She's young, but she makes a few mistakes. But I'm telling you why, she's got a big upside, and she can score the basketball. Then you got Presley McKinney, who's going to be a senior, and she's got a lot of experience. She really got better toward the end of the season last season, so we're expecting big things out of her. Morgan Akins, I can tell you the strides she's made in these games because, the courts are smaller at the Plex, so teams can press real hard. She's learned how to get out of the press. We've been doing a lot of ball handling and learning how to do that, but she's really taking charge and putting the team on her shoulders.
Yeah, when you guys play those games over the Sportsplex, how do you know which court the whistle's blowing on?
Well, I thought I would. I didn't say nothing to the kids, but it confused me a couple times.
Yeah,
but they just kept playing through it.
Yeah, you'd hear a whistle someplace, and you'd stop and look up, and you're like, "Oh, the game's still going on."
Yeah, I got messed up a couple times, but the kids just kept playing through it.
Daniel, a lot of people are going to look at your team and say, "How do you replace somebody like Jabrion Spikes?"
Well, I don't think you replace a Jabrion Spikes. I think Jabrion was just a great all-around young man, on and off the court. I've said it so many times, as good as he was on the court, averaging 31 and 12 or a little over 12 rebounds a game, leadership and all those things. He was just as good a person, if not better, just a person on the court, or a person off the court, and just kind of a rock star around here. And so we've had really good players come through here before, and our mindset is not how do we necessarily replace them, but what are we going to do with next year's team? How are we going to approach it? Because, you can look back and, go all the way back to the first couple of years here when we had Eli, Elijah, D, and then you go to kind of, Darian, and then we have 1 year where we have, Caden, Cole, and Jude, and those guys come through, just 4 or 5 seniors that contributed a lot. And now Jabrion, he adds to the alumni club, obviously. But the mindset is, all right, this team, that was last year's team. Now, how are we gonna figure things out with this year's team? And it's kind of the thing that starts with the coaches and how we're gonna approach things, and then the players. One thing I know for sure is we have the group of guys we have. They're going to come in and bust their tails every day, and it starts with that. And then everything else just kind of takes care of itself.
Last year was a lot of fun, though, and I'm not sure if I ever thought we'd see somebody get 50 in a Tiger uniform, but we saw that a couple of times.
I tell you what, he was when he did it at Dawson. I looked at the coaches. I'm like, this won't be the last game he does this. And then to do it at Hopkinsville, and we come back from, I think it was 12-14 down. Shorthanded anyways, and then we lose D-man at halftime who had to leave, and those guys that were there competed, and to have a chance at the win, have a chance at the tie at the buzzer, it's all you could really ask for. But he a lot of the first experiences for me as a coach, being able to coach a guy of that caliber, to put up, like you said, more than 50, and then now he's still kind of, because of the success he has. And I tell you this, his success didn't start this year. It started really when COVID hit. He really didn't take any time off. He really he worked on his body, worked on his shot, worked on his game, and with Coach Oliver and Trilogy. And Jay just has a mindset that's just different. And I think it really, he reaped the rewards this year. And as a matter of fact, he already played in the Kentucky-Ohio All-Star game and did well in that one. They're going to play in the Kentucky-Indiana All-Star game this Friday and Saturday. So excited to go watch him play one more time. I wish he could play more in blue and gold, but obviously we know he's going to play in orange and black now. But just excited for him and his continued success.
Yeah, it's actually a big basketball week in the state with the Kentucky-Indiana All-Star Series coming up Friday and Saturday. The teams play Friday night in Owensboro, and I know there will be a big Caldwell County contingent up there for that.
Absolutely. We've got our tickets, like I told you yesterday, we're on the front row, so we're excited to watch him play. They played the Junior All-Stars last week, I think, and Junior All-Stars got them, which, I mean, when you talk about juniors and seniors, that junior team is pretty phenomenal too. So hopefully we can beat the Hoosiers this year. We'll say that.
Yes. Well, and with Jabrion, he's not just on the team. They didn't just give him a jersey and claim to sit on the bench. I mean, he's a pretty big part of that team.
Yeah, looking at the stats, he played about 31 minutes of the game, and there were a few guys that played about that time. He's a good player, and so he's making himself known on the court in a humble way, and hopefully he'll have a good couple of games this weekend, and they can sweep.
Well, it was evident when Georgetown was here, when Jabrion signed, that they're excited to have him coming up there.
Absolutely, they're excited. They've been in the recruiting process. There's been several coaches that have just been stayed in contact with Jabrion and with me, and just kind of they've been genuine coaches. You can just tell talking to them that they care about Jay, not just as a person, or not just as a player, but also as a person. Georgetown being one of those, and I think him. Coach Briggs has obviously been in our fine arts before when he signed Darian, and then I think that was a unique perspective that Jay also had, that he knew somebody that had been in Georgetown's program for multiple years, that had played for the same coach, that would be able to provide some insight. So I don't know how much they talked, but for me, it made me comfortable that to hear Darian talk about his time at Georgetown and how he enjoyed it. Obviously, he moved on to Lipscomb now, but I think that was it was good for me as a coach to feel like he's in the right spot. And then, you look at, financially all the way around and all the different aspects of the recruiting. I think it was the right fit. And obviously it was Jay's decision. And I'm with him 100% wherever he wants to go. So,
talking this morning with basketball coaches Chuck Mitchell and Daniel Cookie Hicko. We need to get to a timeout here on the Sideline Report, but we'll be back with more right after this break. Stay with us here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Hancock's Neighborhood Market. Take the short drive to Cadiz and pick up all your favorites. They love their Princeton people.
From the Weather Edge Weather Center, sunny skies today with a high near 80 degrees. Mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight low 58. 40% chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Friday with a high 78. 30% chance Friday night with a low 61. Partly sunny Saturday, a high 82 degrees. Once again, our forecast today, sunshine with a high near 80.
Need cash fast? Contact ABC Finance now.
Does your honey-do list of repairs around the house seem to keep growing? What if you go to get your mower out and it will not start?
Whatever it is, you want to resolve your problem quickly and get back to regular life.
Hi, this is Savannah Seymour at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
This is Todd Morris at the Hopkinsville location.
We can help you buy a new mower or take care of those honeydews.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointment is needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call and we will take your application over the phone.
Or apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
Our commitment is to make the loan process quick, easy, and stress-free. We can even consolidate all loans into one easy payment. For more information and for great money and credit tips, like ABC Finance on Facebook.
All loans subject to normal credit approval.
At YourSportsEdge.com, we strive every day to continue to bring you the gold standard in high school sports coverage with more on your teams and your players.
Or did it show up there?
And while they are not gold, those crystal awards we have won for doing what we love to do are pretty cool too.
That's something we see every day.
The Kentucky Broadcasters Best Digital Product Award winner. YourSportsEdge.com.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Talking basketball with Caldwell County head coaches Daniel Cookie Hicko and Chuck Mitchell, and we're glad they could come in and be in the studio with us this morning. And guys, as we look ahead to next season, Chuck, we'll start with you. What's kind of new for the Lady Tigers looking ahead?
Well, we're going to be young again this year. I think we're A.J. Hollowell and Presley McKinney, our two seniors, are going to be really good leaders. They both got better as the season went on last year. Jakiah Copeland will be a junior. She's going to come in. Macy Tyler, who's really showed up this summer, she's working on her fundamentals. She's really going to help us. Tink Clark and Morgan Akins, young, our two big girls, post players, Lulu Thompson and Davini Williams. Oh my gosh, if I would be in the gym every day, they would come up and work on their game. They've gotten so much better. They're big and strong, and fundamentally from sixth grade to now, they've really, really gotten better. So we're going to be a young team, but we're going to be an exciting team.
Daniel, how about you guys?
Kind of the same way. We're not going to be young by experience in some respect, but we'll be young with a lot of the guys we're putting on the floor. Well, I say that we'll be about 50-50 as far as experience. We got, like I said, those four guys that are coming back that played a lot last year and over the last couple of years. And there's 3 or 4 more guys that are going to come in, and they're going to earn their time. I have no doubt about it. We're going to have a solid squad. And excited to, continually get them in the gym this summer and do those fundamentals, and then, prepare for the next season.
Just to get back to, I forgot to talk about Med Thomas, who I mentioned earlier. She's going to be an integral part of our varsity squad because she's strong. She's really grown, and she's going to be part of the varsity team for sure, and has a great chance of starting. So we're excited about our young girls, and we're going to have fun with it.
Well, it's always tough to get a good read during the summer. I know a lot of positive things can come out of the summer, but I always kind of caution people, don't go to all the summer games and see the results and then expect that to transfer into the season later.
Yeah, officials told me when we were there playing, I won't mention his name, but we've had a few battles during the season, but he did one of our games, and I pretty much let Tori do a lot of the coaching. I want her to have some fun with it, and they asked me, they said, Coach Mitchell said, is something wrong with you? Why are you not? I said, it's summertime. We want to get better and have some fun, And I did hear a lot of coaches around getting excited, and that's great, and yelling and stuff. But I think with a young team, they got to gain their confidence, and they got to know that you trust them.
Yeah. I saw one coach get teed up over at Hopkinsville during the summer game, so they were pretty excited about it. But Daniel, speaking of coaches, you've got some new additions to your coaching staff.
We do. We're Coach Oliver and Coach Cash are still going to be with us this year in same roles, but we've added Coach Sam Curran. He's worked at the high school this whole year, and then he's played at Murray State. I forget exactly what year, but he played at Murray State a few years ago, we'll say that. Yeah. So excited to have him in the gym. And then Matt Frelick's, pretty common name around here, played here, and again, graduated 06, 07, something like that. So they'll be joining the coaching staff, and excited to have them and just what they both bring to the table.
I believe Matt was on the Kentucky All-Stars in 2007.
I think he was the last one since now Jabrion has done it. So, yeah, it's, the resume is pretty good for both those guys, and obviously Matt being an alumni, it just I think it means a little bit to have an alumni come back and want to be a part of the programs. Like I said, excited to have him, and then also Sam, just his knowledge of the game and playing at Murray State as well. He's already making an impact in the gym.
Yeah, Matt scored 2,900 points or so at Caldwell County.
Yeah, he scored a few. Yeah.
Well, he's seen the game from a lot of different angles because he played in college, and he was a head coach last year at Todd County Central with the girls program.
Right. He's lots of different aspects, which is what if you're looking for an assistant coach, is what you want. You want a guy that's seen lots of different things. Like you said, he's played at a high level at high school, and then he played at college, and then he has been an assistant coach. He's been a head coach in different programs that aren't here, and then coming here and being able to bring some of those things in here, and it's just going to be. I think it's going to be a good fit for all of us around. And it's going to be good to have potentially 3-4 guys that practice every single day that are knowledgeable, that know what's going on, and I think that our guys will really benefit from it.
Speaking of Matt Frelick, he's actually supposed to come in and be on the show next week, so we'll get his perspective. And also on the show next week will be the new baseball head coach at Caldwell County, Josh Young, and I know you guys are both familiar with Josh.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely excited for Josh. He's put in his time, and he was a fun player to coach on the hardwood, and then obviously watch on the baseball field. So I'm excited for him and the opportunity he's got in front of him.
Yeah, I'm not sure we have a whole lot more better all-around athletes in Caldwell County sports history than what Josh Young was.
Yeah, Josh and I worked together at the school, and I tell you what, you talking about a fine young man. He is a fine young man. We talk baseball, we talk basketball, we talk football, because we co-teached in the gym at the same time, and we got to know each other. And he's so excited about baseball and football, but when he said he may apply for the job, he was very excited. And I tell you what, you can't do no better than Josh. I think he's going to do a fantastic job.
Josh is still second on the all-time receiving yardage list for the football team. And you think back to some of those football teams he was on when you start talking about all-around players, and Josh Young was on there. Eli Pepper was on some of those teams. Elijah Sindelar, D. Kane. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but
I think
that's a pretty good run.
Did Josh and Jordan, his brother, both play on the same team one year?
Yes, I think
they overlapped one year maybe.
2012, the state runner-up team. I think Josh was a freshman on that team, and Jordan was a senior maybe.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
So pretty good run of athletes there, and you got to coach most of those guys too at some point.
So they're fun. I mean, they're a bunch of good kids, a bunch of athletes, a bunch of competitive guys, and they were all fun, and it's fun to see. It feels like kind of yesterday some days when you wake up, and then some days it's like, holy cow, it's been 10 years that you coach some of those guys, and now to see what they're doing, it's always cool to see guys that you've coached or guys that you've seen come through the Caldwell County system to come back and give back and come back and coach. And so excited to see what Josh has done, even though he's got big shoes to fill. Coach Dyer, he was the head baseball coach my senior year of high school, and then coming back for 2 years and coming back with 2 district championships. So that's a pretty good resume right there.
Well, and the Caldwell baseball program has historically been one of the most successful programs at Caldwell County.
Yeah, there's been a lot of really, really good players come through there, and I think over the last 20 years, you look at Coach Coach Dyer was there for a few years, and then Coach Stallings comes in for a long stint and really did a lot of good things. Went to the state tournament, twice, and then went to the All-A state twice as well.
Runner-up one
time. So
wow.
they had that's a pretty phenomenal stretch right there. And then just looking at, I know there's a lot of hands in it, but he was definitely involved with just the facilities of the baseball field out there and the way it looks now. I know the Coach Stallings had a big part in that, as well as some others as well. But consistency is a good thing. So, proud to be a baseball alum.
Well, speaking of Coach Stallings, I think Hollowell baseball has a little over 800 wins, and he accounted for about 300 of those, so that's a pretty big chunk. And talking about Coach Dyer, do you remember the picture where you threw the water on Coach Dyer?
Absolutely, sure do.
Wow, Coach.
That's been a long time ago.
Wild days.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Was that a district championship?
I believe it was. We, if I remember correctly, we had beat Crittenden County and then had to beat Lyon in the championship game, I think, and it was I don't know. It was back in, I guess we were in the 5th district.
Yeah.
But we came from behind, and I think we were down 4 or 5 runs, I think, after about the 3rd inning, and then all of a sudden our bats woke up, and we took care of business.
Yeah, so those were fun times, and I think out of 65 years of Caldwell baseball, we've won 32 district championships, 3 region titles, 4 region runner-up showings, and good luck, Josh.
Absolutely. And that's a pretty good resume for a program to be. Baseball's not classed, so to be, to have those kind of success at a school that, depending on what you look at, could be classified as All-A or 2A, whatever you look at, but smaller school, so pretty cool.
Well, and I think when Caldwell got moved over to the 7th district, and like you said, you were kind of fortunate you got to play back in the 5th district, and, I kind of grew up with all those rivalries too, and it's still, even though it's been, 15, 16 years now that we've been in the 7th district, you still kind of harken back, and those 5th district games still seem like rivalries, but some big wins, and like I said, the baseball program's just always kind of had that winning attitude about it.
Oh, absolutely. It's the 7th district, there are some rivalries there just because, you're in the same district with each other, but we talk frequently, especially since, Cash and I both played during that time we were in the 5th district. Just the atmosphere at a district tournament for baseball when you had those 5 teams in there, and then the atmosphere at a basketball tournament because there was 5 teams. So that means if you were the number 1 seed, you were you had an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
If you it was all at one site. It was just the gym was packed because you had 5 fan bases that were pretty comparable to the same size. They packed a gym, and it was just it was a really cool atmosphere to be a part of, and it definitely was a rivalry. It didn't really matter what, and it kind of, it didn't really matter, who during the regular season the best team was, because it kind of just was a dogfight the whole tournament.
Interesting, when Caldwell got pushed over to the 7th district, I think a lot of people thought the baseball program would struggle a little bit because you've got Madisonville, North Hopkins, which is historically pretty good, and Hopkins County Central is bigger, but Caldwell's actually, I think, won 9 of the last 10 district championships. So Coach Stallings figured out a way to compete, and we've just kind of continued that.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of baseball talent come through here. I feel like you look back and obviously you look at Josh, and you look at Shane, then you look at Bryce and Jace, who's putting on the blue and white up in Lexington now, and then I think Tate was a part of the back end of that.
Yeah.
I think when he went, he was a freshman maybe last time they went. So, and there's a lot more guys that I'm not naming, but just a lot of talent that came through there that could really hit a baseball and field it.
Tate Van Hooser got the save last night for the Carolina Loggerheads.
I tell you what, he watching the videos, and I wish it was a little bit closer, but he talked to his mom yesterday, and it's just Tate was one of the most fun players I've ever coached, even though it's only for 1 year. But to see the success he's having, and I think the video of the night of him having that home run was pretty phenomenal. He just gets so excited and gets so competitive, and he's all about the team, and pretty humble. But it just I love that guy.
But he has fun, and Chuck, that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to enjoy what you're doing, or you shouldn't be doing it. I mean, I'm talking about these baseball kids. I don't know a lot of the names, but some of the names in the last 3 or 4 years are just amazing how they go out there and coach put together a great baseball program, and they competed. And with the girls, we try to make it fun this summer. Try to make where they want to come in. You got to want to come in. We practice 3 days a week, 8:30 in the morning, and you got to want to do that to be successful. You got to see down the road. You want to make yourself better so you get to play more. At the same time, you got to have fun doing it.
As a basketball coach, though, I mean, we talk about having fun, but working hard is fun and having success is fun. But sometimes it's tough to kind of convince people that the working hard part is fun.
Yeah, that's an interlocking theme right there. You got to be able to have, and some young kids are not used to it. Coach Thomas with her daughter Med, she understands. Let me tell you, Coach Thomas is hardcore. She's all about getting it done. She was when she was a coach, and Med, that's carried over to Med's. I think that's why her success so far as a young player has been great. But interlock the hard work and having fun, that's pretty hard sometimes, especially with a young team. So you got to build that trust as a coach.
Well, and we were just talking about a guy, Jay Breon, that figured that out, that the working hard part and getting better is fun.
Man, that guy, I tell you what, my son, his group of friends, Jay Brown would come to youth basketball games, and they'd swarm around him. Yeah. And he'd just sit there and talk to him like nobody's business. Just an amazing young man off the court as well.
Caldwell County basketball coaches Chuck Mitchell and Daniel Cookie Hicko are with us in the studio this morning. Need to get to another timeout on the sideline report, but we'll continue after this here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Raider Auction Company, Hopkinsville, buys and sells farm equipment every day. Find out more at RaiderAuctionCompany.com. That's ROEDER AuctionCompany.com.
Weather Edge with our center forecast for this Thursday. Sunny skies with a high near 80 degrees. Mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight low 58. 40% chance of showers, thunderstorms on Friday. 30% chance on Friday night. Friday's high 78 degrees. Once again, our forecast today, sunshine with a high near 80.
Imagine this. It's late at night, it's cold and dark, and you have a flat tire. One never knows when old Bessie's going to cause you problems. There's only one place to call, Wallace Towing and Recovery in Princeton. Wallace Towing and Recovery is a 24/7 towing and recovery service. You can count on Wallace Towing and Recovery to get you safe and back on the road or to a repair shop. Wallace Towing and Recovery will jumpstart your vehicle, change a tire, deliver gas, unlock a door, or haul to the garage or scrapyard. Wallace Towing and Recovery has you covered in Princeton and surrounding areas. Call Wallace Towing and Recovery. Check them out on Facebook, and when you need a tow or roadside help, call Wallace Towing and Recovery at 270-963-9081.
Here's Weather Center forecaster David Powell.
Playing with a fan when you were young was a lot of fun.
This is so fun. Mom, can you hear me? I'm talking through the fan. I sound so silly. Boys, listen to me. Woo!
But for many, that fan can make a big difference this summer. Help with cooling our communities this summer by donating fans or money. PACS will identify those needs and get the fans distributed and make the hot summer months easier.
For complete details, drop-off locations, or to donate now, visit WPKYonline.com.
Caldwell County basketball coaches, head coaches Chuck Mitchell and Daniel Cookie Hicko in the studio with us this morning. Thanks for joining us on the Sideline Report on this Thursday morning. Guys, I'm kind of excited because I keep hearing that maybe some improvements are in the works at the Cab Gym.
Oh, yes, sir. We're excited. Coach Cash is spearheading all that, and he's told us some good things they're going to do to all the facilities on our campuses and our fields, and we're really excited about what could be happening.
Absolutely. And, as I was driving here this morning from workouts, all the equipment for the track that's going to be starting very, very soon is actually getting set up. There are guys that are, you can tell they're pointing, they're talking about what they're going to do. So that's going to be going in pretty quick. So excited about that. And then I just think there's going to be a lot of change. Elementary schools getting, some renovations going on there, beginning probably now. And then, like you said, our gym, potentially the floor, some bleachers, those kind of things, just things that are needed because some of the stuff is dated or are in the works, hopefully sooner than later. So we're just excited about all those changes as we, just upgrade our facilities and give our student athletes and our students just a better look.
Feels like it's been a while since the playing surface and the cab has been updated, so that'll be good to get a new surface and maybe a new paint job in there at some point.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what I don't know how much say we'll get to say and what goes on the court, but, just excited to have a new surface that, just it looks good, it plays good, and hopefully it can make the home team make a few more baskets.
Yeah.
But excited about all those upgrades that'll happen over the next, several, years.
And thanks got to go out to our administration, our superintendent, the board for recognizing that the kids you need it, and we all want to thank them for everything they're doing to help make this happen because the kids deserve it.
And we understand maybe some new bleachers and things like that in the future?
Yes, sir. I mean, we're thinking, maybe the chair backs on one side and replace the top bleachers with some vinyl benches, bleachers. So some upgrades is definitely going to make it look good.
My biggest knock on the Cab gym, and this is from somebody that grew up playing at the Butler gym, is that it's too nice for the opposition. When they came in Butler gym, it was cramped and there were people on top of you and it was an intimidating place. So I guess my question is, Chuck, I'll start with you. What can we do to the Cab to make it more intimidating?
Well, first of all, I'm a Butler fan. I love that gym. I love practicing there. I love playing it. We played a game there against Crittenden, and it was phenomenal. It was packed just like the old days when the fans were right down on you. Everybody was sweating. It was intense. It's a rivalry. And, those things, at Georgetown, I don't know if it's still the same way at Georgetown. When I was coaching Union College, we were right down on the floor with the fans, I mean, they're right on top of your neck. We had to move our chairs out on the floor. But, I think that some of these renovations are going to make it better. And, I think, that, being down on the floor closer is definitely more intimidating like at the Butler. And I would love to play a game or two every year there, and I don't mind practicing there. Just the old school coming out in me.
Well, Daniel, what's your kind of thoughts on that? Can we make it more intimidating some way for the opposition? You don't want the other team to come in and talk about how nice it is to play in your gym.
Absolutely. I think the court is the first thing. And I think after that, obviously, there are lots of things that we could obviously do if money wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
I like to see maybe an extra set of bleachers down by the concession stand end, maybe taking out part of that wall if that was an option. It may not be an option. I'm not a contractor or anything. Just to create a little more of an atmosphere. It's almost like the players are on a stage and everybody else is just so far off that you can't feel the atmosphere. That'd be one that I would think. And then just more seating. There's some wasted space in our gym just for different reasons, and I'm sure there was a reason when they built the Cab. But I do think that as far as the renovations go, that we're headed in the right direction, and then we're going to make it hopefully a tougher place for opponents to come in and get a win.
I'll tell you a story about that. When I was in the 13th region, brand new school was built. We were so excited to go play because it was a Class A school, but they had a phenomenal facility gym. And we go in there, and I won't mention the school, but they put our kids like in a closet to change clothes. So I said, the girls were like, we're not coming back here anymore, But we played well.
Well, I was thinking maybe, some overhanging seats like Hopkinsville has at one end. That'd be something for that end down by the concession stand. So
actually, I don't know if Cash and I have talked about that or somebody just having I don't know that a track would be without, tearing down the whole gym, but having some seats overhang or just something different to add a little more capacity in there, a little more, like you said, a little more atmosphere where it's not so welcoming to our opponents.
Yeah. Well, I always thought about just painting the walls black and putting a big tiger head on the wall with, fangs and blood on the fangs and, give some people some things to look at when they come in that maybe is not quite as welcoming to the opposition.
Yeah, that would be good. Reminds me of another story when I was playing at Morgan County back years ago. They were the Cougars, and they had the overhanging, bleachers all the way around, but they had on their stage a real a cougar in a cage.
Oh, really?
Wow. Well, actually, now it's stuffed and inside the new school. You can see it, the same cougar that I played. Man. And that cougar, I got the rebound, got the ball in the net, was taking it out, and that cougar yelled and screamed. I jumped over the line, and they called it over on me, crossing the line. So funny, but that when we go back to play there's that cougar in that
All right, so we need a tiger.
Cage.
We need a tiger cage with a tiger.
There we go. And Todd, you can be the one to tame it for us.
We'll put it right by the visitors' bench and keep it right there, and that's a good spot for it. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate both of you guys coming in and talking basketball today. Anything else, Chuck, Daniel, you want to get out before we sign off today?
Well, I just want to congratulate Josh again. I really like him. He's a good young man. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job, and we're excited. My girls are excited, and it's going to be an exciting year.
I'd say the same thing. Echo that. Congrats to Josh on a well-deserved opportunity to lead the baseball program, and then excited about this group we have coming in. And as always, thanks to you guys and what you do. I'm not sure if you ever get an off season. We get a few weeks off. I'm not sure if you ever get one of those, but I appreciate you coming out yesterday, taking a lot of good pictures of the camp and just everything that you and you guys do here.
You know, it'll be basketball season before you know it. We're 6-7 weeks from fall sports, and it'll just roll right into the winter.
That's exactly right. And I want to thank Coach Riley, Jeff Riley, our athletic director. If you're out there listening, Coach Riley, don't forget my new practice gear we want.
All right, thanks again for coming in this morning.
Okay, thank you.
That is Caldwell County basketball coaches Daniel Cookie Hicko and Chuck Mitchell coming in this morning and being on the show. We appreciate them. Again, next week, new baseball head coach Josh Young will be here. Also, Matt Freilich scheduled to come in and talk some more basketball with us next week here on the Sideline Report. That's going to wrap it up this week. This is Todd Griffin of WPKY Radio and YourSportsEdge.com. Thanks for joining us on the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The House passes a package of gun laws, including raising the age to buy a semi-automatic weapon to 21 and banning the sale of ammunition magazines holding more than 15 rounds. Most Democrats voted yes, most Republicans no.
The House legislation is unlikely to advance in the Senate, where a bipartisan group is optimistic of a compromise on